Hey guys, we're here for our first Married for Life video on Wednesday nights that we're going to have throughout the summer. And today, April and I are going to just talk about a few things. We are celebrating our 11-year anniversary. We just had a nice dinner, and now we're out in Fullerton at the train station, just hanging out, and we wanted to share with you what the two of us have learned over the past 11 years. I know some of you have been married a lot longer than that, but we just want to share some nuggets of things that have helped us in our marriage. So here they are. I'm going to let April start us off.
Okay, number one, go on dates regularly. I know for some of us, you can tell we're at a train station. For some of us,
they said all aboard. Are you all aboard for your date nights? Are you all aboard for your date nights?
Number two, be a tangible Christ for your mate. I know this is a hard one, but I know that a lot of times, especially when your mate's not being the sweetest thing on the planet, you can be a tangible Christ by showing just God's grace and mercy. Number three.
What was number three, babe?
Have sex.
Often.
Do it often.
You know, the Bible tells us in Corinthians that there's only one time when it's allowed that you do not be intimate with your spouse, and that's both of you have to be under that agreement that you're not going to have sex as you're abstaining, and it has to be for a period of time and for prayer only, because you know what, the devil can get in your marriage that way if you're not doing it on a regular basis. Doing it on a regular basis, but make sure that you don't give the enemy a foothold in that area of your life. I know for many guys, this is one of those areas where if they're not getting it at home, they're going to find it somewhere else. Now, that doesn't excuse that, but ladies, make sure you're taking care of your husbands.
Number four, communicate. I know Edgar and I do recaps once a week where we just kind of talk about what our week is going to look like, things that are happening, if we're having a hard time at work, if we're having a hard time with the kids. We just kind of recap and go over just our life.
Yeah, communication is such an important. You guys have heard this time and time again through the different studies that we've done from April and I. But you know what? The more we counsel couples, the more this is the biggest issue in marriages. And it's such a small one and yet a simple one. Communicate with each other on a weekly basis. Go over your calendars, your schedules. Let each other know what's going on in your own work week. Not that you're keeping tabs on each other, but it's also a good way for your spouse to be praying for you. If they know that you're having a difficult meeting that's coming up at your job or whatever it may be, if you share that, then he or she can be praying for you.
Number five, fighting fair.
Yes, fight fair. You guys have heard this. Don't history fight. If you've forgiven your spouse on something, you can't bring it up again. So many couples like to bring back the history fighting. Again, if it's been forgiven, it can't be talked about. Come up with a solution that if one of you starts history, bringing up the history or the past, that there's a key word that you can say, you know what, this has been forgiven. We're not going to discuss it anymore.
Plus, not going to bed angry. If this is something you guys, it needs a little bit more time to talk about, then go ahead and say that, but pray and make an appointment to when you guys can finish whatever the discussion is. Number six, making memories.
This has been our goal for this year because this has been an area that we struggled with, not only for each other, but also for our kids. Is, this summer, take time to figure out ways to make memories with your spouse, whether it be, going on a weekend getaway or with your kids. What are you going to do to make those memories, to make your kids remember those fun trips, whether you're going camping, you're taking a simple trip to the park. Just this past weekend, because yes, the Kings won the Stanley Cup. On Saturday, just at random, I got a call from the Hamaguas at 9 o'clock in the morning saying, hey, we're meeting. We're going to go down to the LA team store just to buy the shirts that just got released with the Stanley Cup. We got on our car. All of us went out there. We took pictures. We just did. The girls, the kids had a blast. It's, making those memories, because those are the things your kids will remember when they get older.
Number seven, seek wise counsel and don't tell everybody your dirt.
Remember that. It says in Proverbs to seek wise counsel. And wise counsel does not mean your broke brother-in-law or your sister-in-law their marriage is falling apart. wise counsel, someone godly, someone who is in the Word, who can not only counsel you, but also tell you the truth, even when it's going to hurt. So you want those people in your life that tell you the truth.
It also means that your girlfriends who are not married or have been divorced 5 times, maybe they're feeling a little bitter, kind of man haters, they're probably not the best ones to find. Or talking to your family. You don't want your mom to hate him because you were angry at him and you guys patched it up, but mom's still mad at him.
And ladies, you know what? We've always said this, to talk to your life group. But, you know what? Always make sure that if you're going to talk to a group of people, that your husband is okay, that you're sharing this with people, and you're not there to bash him or her. You're there to uplift them. And yes, you're asking for advice on how to deal with the situation, but be careful, because you can easily trash your wife or trash your husband, and it can easily become into gossip.
Number 8, be each other's best friend.
Yeah, you know what? Your wife should be your best friend that you share everything with. And your husband should be that person too. Anything that you're struggling with, anything that's going on in your own, at work, whatever it may be, that you share with each other. That your wife, your husband should be your best confidant. Yeah, Albert, I said confidant. Try to spell that one, buddy.
Number 9, sorry. Learn each other's love language.
You guys know what the love language is. And if not, hey, I encourage you, pick up the book. It's by Gary Chapman. Understand what your love language is. Does your wife like gifts, words of affirmation, words of encouragement, whatever her love language is, and your husband too? Because once you learn that, you can know how to make his or her day or her week or her month. If she loves gifts, I'm not a gift guy. Mine is words of encouragement. So when April writes me a note of encouragement, it makes my morning, it makes my week. So hey, figure out what your wife or your husband's love language is.
Number 10, make sure that Christ is in the center of your marriage. So you're going to church together and sitting together, you're praying together.
It's going to get loud. Sorry, it's a train. I told you guys were going to get us wherever we were. So, hey, we're at a train station.
Pray together, get in your word together. If you guys can be able to do a devotional every once in a while together. Call each other out if your mate's not in their word. So make sure that Christ is in the center of your marriage. Number 11, speak truth in each other's lives.
This one is such an important one, because as April and I have counseled couples, and even myself, one of the things that I find in marriages is that husband or wife don't feel secure enough, or they don't feel like they can tell their husband or their wife the truth. So they bottle a lot of that stuff in, and then years later, their marriage is in trouble. But you know what? You should be able to speak truth to one another, to tell one another when you're sucking as a husband, when you're sucking as a wife. I constantly tell April that she sucks as a wife, and that she's not doing a great job. Me, on the other hand, she's never had that conversation. You guys remember that doll, Mr. Wonderful? Well, it was made after me. No, I'm kidding. Trust me, that's so not true. If anything, she's the one who constantly has to remind me in the areas that I'm failing. But you know what? I don't get defensive. I say, okay, I'm going to listen, and then I take that and just do it. Because remember, a lot of times we get defensive, and if it makes her feel that way, then we should be man enough or woman enough to say, okay, I got it. We can't tell them how they need to feel. This is something that over the course of the last 11 years, I've had to learn to, when April tells me, hey, I feel this way, just to be like, okay, this is the way she feels. I can't tell her, well, you can't feel that way. So again, make sure you're able to speak truth into one another, because if you do that, your marriage will be stronger and better. You want to add anything?
That's all 11.
So go ahead.
Oh, it's okay.
No, go ahead.
I realized that I did not say, and being each other's best friends is to keep dreaming together. When you guys were dating and he would tell you about that car that he wanted and the house that you wanted, and you would dream, and you dream big. And something happens when we get married. We forget to keep dreaming. And there's been times that he's told me he wants to get, what was it, the Dodge?
Charger, the Dodge
yes.
Charger.
He's gone in, he's driven in them, and part of me wants to say, you're nuts, get out of the car, we can't afford it. Don't even, you have no business being at the car lot. But then I have to remember that I need to let him to continue to dream.
Now, sometimes those dreams don't happen, and we know that. But it's always nice to just think and dream. What could it be if I were driving that car? You know what? I want to add a couple, just a few more things that I've, over the last 11 years, have learned and have helped me tremendously. And I think some of it has to do because of the job that I do, but also is find a hobby. Find a hobby, whatever that hobby is. If you like sports, then do something about of having something where you release your stress, where you can unplug from reality in the world. Trust me, I think the last 2 years I've done that. I have a hobby. I go to the Kings games. I'm a ticket season holder with Steve Hamagua, but that's when I unplug from the world and reality and just sit there and just watch a game and not think. Yeah, I do stress about the game sometimes, but I'm not thinking about work. I'm not thinking about anything. Just sitting in my box and getting that whole waffle thing. Just getting in my little box and not thinking about what's going on, because we need that. We need to be able to release and just get away from reality sometimes. So I'd encourage you guys and ladies, what is your hobby? If you don't have one, find one. If it's jogging, great. I know for Melinda Bouvet, it's probably jogging, and she likes to run. I'm yet to meet another person other than Melinda who likes to jog, because I don't think anybody just says, yeah, let's go jogging.
I jog all the time. I jog to the fridge to go get my milk to go with my my cake.
So again, jogging, I'm only jogging if I'm getting away from somebody or something's chasing me. But whatever your hobby is, find that, do it. It's a good release for you. Hey guys, we will see you next Wednesday. Tune in for whatever for something else April and I will bring to you guys. I hope that, hey, as you even get into your summer routines, that you're planning on your date nights and you're planning on ways to get creative, to get closer to each other. Remember, this whole summer for us is going to be staying connected, not only with your tables, but also with each other and your kids. So hey, stay connected is the key word for this summer. Kind of like Sesame Street, the word of the day is connected. Brought to you by the number 7. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, we will see you guys next Wednesday. Talk to you later, guys.
Bye.